Hey there. So make sure I'm in the screen. Pretty much today we are gonna keep carrying on with our fractional unit and just try to figure out how we can add and subtract fractions on a number line, and also what do we do if the fractions aren't as clean as maybe the ones we were working with yesterday where the denominators were the same. So yesterday we covered that if we have 1/4 plus 1/4. We know we keep the denominators, so our denominator, our bottom number the same. We don't change that, and then we add the top like normal. We would end up with 2/4. We also talked about how to simplify that, so that was when we know that these are both divisible by 2. So if we divide the whole thing by 2, we end up with a fraction of 1/2. So that's where I left you guys off yesterday. Sorry, the sun's in my way. So today we are going to kind of talk about what to do when our fractions don't look as neat as that. So let's say instead of 1/4, I am dealing with 1/3 plus 1/5. Now we would like to say that, okay, maybe we just add it straight through. No. You guys, as soon as you see fractions that look like this, where our denominators are different, the first thing in your head you guys should think of is that you need to find a common denominator, which is why we focused on greatest common factor and least common multiple the other day. So I want the least common multiple of 3 and 5. So if I count by my 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. Both of those I said 15. So I actually need to change these and make my denominator 15 at the bottom. So if I had 3, what do I do to 3 to get to 15? I multiplied it by 5. So I need to make sure that my top is multiplied by 5 as well. So 1 times 5 is 5. We're still adding here. 5 times what is 15? 5 times 3. So we need to make sure we multiply the top by 3 as well. Think about our equivalent fractions. We want things that are equal, so we need to do the same. So then I end up with 1 times 3 is 3. 5/15 plus 3/15. Now we can follow these same rules that we were doing up here. Our denominators match, so I'm going to keep that denominator of 15. 5 plus 3 is 8. So I end up with 8/15 for my fraction. All right, so let's say we want to do a little bit of subtracting of fractions. So if I have 5/4 minus 1/4. So again, we have these common denominators right here. We both have a 4 on the bottom. So we can just subtract the top just like we were doing with addition. 5 minus 4 is 4. We actually can simplify that. Remember yesterday when we were dealing with our fractions, we said 4/4 would just be the same as 1. So subtraction with common denominators is very similar to how we subtract with, or how we add with common denominators. So when we don't have common denominators, we're going to do the same thing that we were doing with your addition problems. So if I have, let's say, 6/7 minus 1/3. Now I need to figure out what that equals. Again, we're going to look for those least common multiples in order to find common denominators. So we know 7, 14, 21, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So I'm looking for denominators of 21 down here. So 7 times what is 21? Times 3. So I need to do 6 times 3 as well. 6 times 3 is 18. I'm going to subtract. I multiplied by 7. So I'm going to multiply the top by 7 as well. 18 minus 7 is 11 over 21. 11 is prime. So we cannot simplify that any farther. All right, so that is adding and subtracting with common denominators. And the last thing I want to show you guys is what happens if your number line doesn't match your denominator. All right, so let's say that you guys can tell my number line is all in 12, so there are 12 different parts. I only labeled the odd ones just to kind of give a little bit more space. But if I wanted to show 1/4 plus 1/3 on this number line, in order to do that, I need my denominators to match my number line. So I need to convert 1/4 and 1/3 into 12ths. So again, we're going to keep our denominators as 12. We're still adding. So 4 times 3 is 12. We need to do times 3 at the top. 3 times 1 is 3. So we end up with 3/12. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on my number line. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to go all the way to 3/12. So that's where I'm starting. Then in order to go from 3 to 12, we multiplied by 4. So I need to do the same thing to the top. Again, we are, looking for those equivalent fractions. So 1 times 4 is 4. So we are going to add another 4/12 to where we already just went. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. And based on our number line and based on our math, we should end up down at 7/12. So really the key, let me turn this so you guys can see a little better. So really the key things that I want you guys to remember while you are working today is unless the denominators are the same, unless they are equal, you guys will need to find those common denominators. So kind of think of those LCMs that we were dealing with on Tuesday. So what is the smallest number that both of my denominators can go into? And other than that, just really remember, Zoom is open if you need anything. GoGuardian is also open. We have our Power Path Day tomorrow. So just make sure that you are getting this submitted with your good work because that does determine what your path will be tomorrow. Other than that, let me know if you guys need anything and have a good rest of your day.